Welcome back to Beef. We're now at number 47 in the Jason Whitlock Top 50 Media Beefs of all time. Pat McAfee checks in at number 47. You guys know who Pat McAfee is. He's the ESPN personality, the rebellious, independent podcaster. Pat McAfee, he's the toast. He's the guy that's got Stephen A. Smith all up in his feelings and jealous about how much money Pat McAfee's making. But yeah, I got a little beef with Pat McAfee. I have to say, and the reason why this is so low on the list is because it's a one-sided beef. It's a one-sided beef. To his credit, Pat McAfee has not responded to my beef with him. He has chosen not to try to escalate this beef. Smart man. I wouldn't want to beef with me either. But I do want to go through this on I believe, May 17th, 2023. I think this is the day, or it's certainly the week, when Pat McAfee's deal with ESPN is announced. And I was not real happy. I was not real happy at all. I was less than thrilled. I was displeased, I think is what I would say about Pat McAfee joining ESPN. Pat McAfee builds this great brand as the anti-establishment podcaster with the following, and he's got this great deal with either FanDuel or DraftKings or one of those gambling companies, has just made it rain on Pat McAfee. He doesn't need ESPN. He doesn't need to join the woke brigade over at ESPN. His audience doesn't want him on ESPN. So why did he do it? And so that made me write one of the most vicious columns I think I've ever written. And I've written some dandies, and I'll give Pat McAfee credit. I have to admit this is a one-sided beef where I went after Pat McAfee in the most vicious way possible, and Pat McAfee wisely chose, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to let him get this one off, and I'm not going to do it. But I want to read you some excerpts from this column. That's why I brought my laptop here. So stick with me. No amount of money, security, and attention satiates a weak man. He behaves no differently than a woman. The moment a woman secures a Louis Vuitton bag, she covets a Fendi. The bag seduces men to act like women. Pat McAfee is the latest example. So that is one of the best things I've ever written. I then went on, a few years ago, McAfee appeared happy with his Barstool bag. Less than a year ago, he was overjoyed when FanDuel dropped a $120 million bag at his doorstep. He appeared to have it all: financial freedom, total autonomy, a side gig on ESPN's College Game Day, regular appearances with the WWE. You can't satiate a weak man. Disney stocks the trendiest bags. So this week, McAfee abandoned his FanDuel deal and joined forces with the most corrosive cultural force in America, ESPN Disney. So, yeah, I was upset. And I declared war on Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee's one of the few guys, and maybe he's drowned in so much money, or maybe he's just that intelligent that he's like, I'm just gonna let Whitlock get this one off. And I'm glad he did it. Probably would have preferred that he engaged, but this is a beef that I have because I'm monitoring Pat McAfee. I'm rooting the best for. I like Pat McAfee. I love his support of Aaron Rodgers. But when the going got tough late last year in the 2023 football season, and Aaron Rodgers got into it with Jimmy Kimmel, and McAfee announced that he's backing away from Aaron Rodgers, and then he took a bunch of heat for that, and then the next day he brought Aaron Rodgers on. Pretty wishy-washy, and this is what I'm talking about when I talk about weak men. When I talk about, just bending, not standing firm, not standing 10 toes down. That's what we're looking at here as it relates to Pat McAfee. And I know that everybody's like, look, he brought Aaron Rodgers on the next day. He did that because he had to do some PR damage control. But what Pat McAfee represents, and again, there's parts of Pat McAfee in his show I like and respect. Again, there's a reason why he's so low on this list. But does he represent the problem with American men right now? Everything is about the bag. Everything is about serving mammon. Everything is about trying to serve two masters, God and money. And who knows? Pat McAfee probably maybe doesn't have any religious beliefs. I don't know. But if you're a man and there's a price tag on your head, or if there's a price that someone can pay for your values, for your independence, for your freedom, I don't respect it. And that's what we have going on way too much in American culture. Guys that are running around pretending to be tough guys, and I'm wearing a wife beater on ESPN, and I'm this wild, independent character, and I'll say and I'll do anything. But if they wave enough money in front of me, yeah, I'll do whatever daddy wants me to do. And so Pat McAfee is running around being the leader of bro culture, but is he really a bro? And if he is a bro, what does it say about bros? Are we really that weak? You have an opportunity to not answer to ESPN, not support an organization that Disney, that is clearly manipulating kids through this sexual perversion cult that they got going on with all these Disney movies. You have a $120 million deal with FanDuel. You don't. There's some people at ESPN, I get it. They got bills to pay. They got kids to put through college. They got a wife to answer to. They're living okay and are just trying to maintain. I get it. Not a choice I would make, but I get it. But when on the other side, $120 million, you got total independence, you don't have to deal with the Mickey Mouse stuff of ESPN and Disney, and you sell out, yeah, I got beef with you. Yeah, and I'm just laying in the cut, waiting for any mistake you make, because I just don't like it, I just don't respect it. Hats off to you for providing Aaron Rodgers a platform, but when the going got tough with Aaron Rodgers, felt like to me you backed down there too. Some people criticized you for being on College Games Day, and the next thing you know, you're whining and complaining about that. I know you look tough taking on Norby Williamson and, calling him a rat and all that, but bro, you took the bag. I got beef. It's one-sided beef. Smart man leaving me alone. Smart man just ignoring me. Hats off to you, Pat McAfee. But you're number 47 on my list of beefs.